Hey, welcome to Frankie Boy's Brick Oven. How you guys doing today? Good? Today I'm gonna go over how I make my dough. Like I said, I make doughs all different ways. This one is one I use the most, especially when I don't have enough time. So tomorrow I didn't want pizza, so I'm gonna start my dough tonight, and tomorrow should be all good to go. I also do a pull-ush method. I will do that soon. All right, and the type of flour, guys, I use is Caputo flour, 00 Tipo Tipo. You don't have to use this brand, but always want to make sure it's 00, okay? Basically, this is a more finer flour, very lighter, all right? Lighter on your stomach, more digestible. It's not as heavy as basically pizza that you buy here in New York or anywhere in the US, where pizza is more dense, when you get that dense feeling, all right? Because people use that whole flour, which has a lot of stuff into it, a lot of garbage that I don't like. So I like to make my pizza a lot lighter, especially like I was done in Italy. All right, that's how I try to perfect it. That's what I try to do. So we have the flour. We have about 2 grams of yeast in here. All right, then we have about 27 grams of salt. And we got about 900 grams of flour. This is gonna make me around 6 pizza balls, around 250 grams, the weight size. So they're all like individual pizza sizes. That's what basically it is, okay? So those are Neapolitan style. If you want it bigger, you can make it bigger. I have this scale, which is, I scale everything, all right? I measure everything. Very cheap, guys. It was like maybe like 30 bucks on Amazon. Good price, all right? All right, this is something that you do need if you want to make your pizza dough. Make sure your measurements are good. All right, so we're starting off here. The most difficult thing about making pizza here is basically getting fresh yeast. Fresh yeast is always, I think, my opinion, the way to go, but it's hard to find it. If you go to your local bakery or pizzeria, you just ask them, hey, can I get some yeast? They'll actually sell it to you or maybe give it to you for free. So I like to prefer that method. I haven't had a chance to go get fresh yeast. Usually when I buy it, it always comes in bulk, and I end up just throwing it out. So I've been using fresh yeast, but today I do have dry yeast. So when you use dry yeast, there's all different types. So this dry yeast is active dry yeast. So you do want to use some lukewarm, not hot water, so it activates, okay? And then I'm also gonna put a tablespoon of honey. So basically what that does is speeds up the process with the yeast rising. So that's why we use the honey, not for the flavor, not for the sweetness. It basically just helps the yeast produce more and rise better, get a better rise, okay? So what I'm gonna do it tonight. Right now it's around 8. I'm gonna do this now, then I'm gonna do a cold fermentation till tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna make pizza probably around 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll take this pizza out around 2 in the afternoon and I'll make it rise. Sit there and make it rise, okay? I usually do it by hand, and I also have a mixer. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, all right, this thing bad boy right here, you can use this also, all right? So right now, excuse me, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start, okay? So right now, I'm gonna start with the water. Okay, got this, and now got my yeast. Okay, add that in, and then I'm gonna do here, lock it in position, low speed, all right. Let's plug it in first to help, right? All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right, so now we got it at a low speed. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the honey. Also, when you guys are making the dough, all right, you have the salt. You never ever want to mix salt with the yeast together. What the salt does, it kills the yeast, basically prevents it from rising. So it might rise still, but you won't get a good rise at all if you mix the two together. So do not mix it together ever. You ever see any videos where people are mixing the yeast and salt together automatically? Shut it off. All right, they don't know what they're doing. All right. All right, so I got my honey. There we go. Mix that in. All right. There we go. so we got my honey in, okay? We got that. Now we got mix it a little bit. All right, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pour in the flour. Again, about 900 grams of flour, okay? I got it in here. And I'm gonna pour it little by little, not all at once. Let it get a mixture, okay? We'll do that. And then basically with the dough, once you put it in, when it looks like, I would say pancake batter. Once it looks like the pancake batter mix, like when you make pancakes, then throw the salt in. At that point, the dough, the yeast, and the flour mixing together should be good at that point, and then you can mix the salt in it. All right, so like I said, don't mix the salt and yeast together. You won't have a good rise if it does rise at all. Usually the salt and yeast together kills it. So you want to throw in the salt after. All right, either some people do it before, some people do after. I do the yeast first, and then I add the salt later on. All right, if you look on YouTube, there'll be all different methods. That's what I do, okay? It's been working for me the best. So a lot of people in their pizzerias, why is mixing? Especially in New York, I worked in a lot of pizzerias. It's not my profession now, but I grew up making pizza. My family's been in a restaurant business. A lot of people in their regular pizza dough, they actually put like lard fat, salt, egg, a lot of stuff, a lot of added stuff to make the dough more flavorful, but just make the pizza really fattening. Tons of fat, which you don't need in my opinion. So my flour is Neapolitan method, which is just yeast, water, a little honey like you saw, salt, and that's it. And a little olive oil if you want, all right? The olive oil in the water actually makes the pizza cook a little better. So if you're doing it in your conventional oven, then I will add some olive oil, all right? But I don't add the olive oil into the water at all because I do it in my brick oven in the backyard, so it doesn't need it. My temperature gets up to almost 900 degrees, so pretty good with that. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, that's why when you eat pizza, you feel so heavy. All right, this pizza is actually not that fattening at all, but this dough is really nothing in it. Yeah, it is carbs, but not like the other carbs you buy in a restaurant pizzeria. You could do this in your home, or you could do it if you have a brick oven. You could do it there. A lot of people have the uni to do it there. If you do in a conventional oven, I'll show you guys how to do it later on when the winter time comes, because basically I shut down my oven, so I'll bring in the pizza in here. All right. So right now it's been mixing pretty good. Just take a look at it. All right. So like I said, guys, when I make more pizza doughs, when I make about like 10 or a little bit more from having a lot of people over, this mixer is too small. So I got a big bowl and I do it by hand. So I'll be mixing by hand. It takes about 15 minutes, all right? And then after that, you got to knead the dough. Altogether, you'll probably be doing it for like an hour or so, okay? All right, so right now we'll shut this off a little bit, all right? We're gonna raise it, and I'm gonna add the flour. Not all of it, all right? So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so I added a little bit right here. All right. Then we start mixing again. Low speed again, because if you do it high, it's gonna kick up and it's gonna start to basically go everywhere. So I have it at number 1. You do it at number 1 right, 1 speed right now. All right. So right now it's mixing. And like I said, you'll probably do this for at least 25 minutes. When the dough is basically not sticking to this pot anymore, and it looks like basically a good substance that you could actually knead, then we'll take it out. All right, and I'll show you guys. Pause it here.